Peace in from the Nerd Cave, Dakota Territory, United States of Advertising, the black holes of Dakota Territory. Just thought I'd come down here to the Nerd Cave and make a video having to do with this mode that you're listening to right now. Bunch of signals on here, right around 21.076 megahertz. They tend to be ganged up, congregated around 76 kilohertz above the bottom of the 14 megahertz and 21 megahertz bands primarily. And it's funny, you hear a bunch of them and they all start up at once and they go along. It's like slow frequency shift keying, slow multiple frequency shift keying. It is a synchronous mode of communication that I still do not fully understand, except that you need a computer geared to a very specific and accurate time standard at all stations in order to synchronize these different tones, which then translate somehow into text messages. The idea being that you'll get a much better signal-to-noise ratio that way. See how they all quit at once? I think there are probably only two of them. It's sort of like when you have a bunch of dogs barking, and it sounds like there's 40 or 50 of them, and there's really only 4 or 5. Or maybe some children playing. That's more like it. It sounds like there are 20 or 30 of them, and really there are only 2 or 3. But somehow or another, these computers and ham radio stations synchronize with each other. Now, when those synchronous pulses or timing impulses are derived from a radio frequency source, such as the National Institute of Standard and Technology station WWV, I don't have a problem with that because it's entirely purely wireless ham radio type stuff. But when you start getting the internet involved, something about that bothers me, and I guess it's because it's a human-made infrastructure susceptible to collapse at the mercy of something like a solar flare. Whereas a solar flare may shut down the shortwave radio bands for a little while, but they'll always recover. It's not just that, though. There's something about the pure radio aspect of ham radio that lingers in the mind of this old fuddy-duddy, first licensed in 1966 as WN0 Ocean Kilo Victor. A year later got the general class license. You had to start out with novice for only a year, non-renewable. Then got the general class, became WA0OKV until I got to Connecticut. And I worked for ARRL headquarters, whereupon I conjured up this sign, Whiskey 1 Good Vibrations, whose station, or the station by that name, resides in a nerd cave somewhere in the black holes of Dakota Territory, United States of Advertising, listening to these signals. All of the names are rather arcane. They have WSJT, and then they have a bunch of other modes. Now, these are frequency shift keying modes that you're listening to, but they can also do multiple phase shift keying, which to me is even more fascinating. But if you're going to synchronize the thing, if you want to thrill me, if you want to thrill this old fuddy-duddy who's had his thrills, I guess, in life and pretty much used them up, if you want to make my eyebrows raise, do it by means of a completely independent, internet-independent source. I don't know, though. I don't know how these people do their thing. But the cool thing about them is that if anybody's going to be on a band, they're going to be there. The whole band might be dead, except for a few of these guys. Because I guess they like what they do. Kind of nice when you like what you do, ain't it? With that little message, Whiskey 1 Good Vibrations will say 73 and sign off. Until next time, peace out and so long.